And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing an analysis of the Stormblood Launch trailer. And I'm also joined by people on Discord. Hello.
Hello.
Hey guys.
So let's watch this together and let's see what we think. So starting now. So I'm going to go through this as slowly as possible. And we're going to just analyze as much as we possibly can. What do you guys think of the sort of Garlean? Is it even Garlean or is it Alamigo theme? It's like an Alamigo like national anthem almost.
Well, it sounds like it says a storm. What the hell? I don't know. It's interesting. It's pretty. At least.
So obviously the
Empire had ruled.
So obviously the Garleans control Alamigo. That's the story of the game. And they're saying as well, for 20 years they've controlled the area. And now this is the Alamigo resistance who are ready to take Alamigo back.
Liberty or death.
Liberty or death. I feel like that's going to be like the main slogan of the entire expansion at this point.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So now the thing is for me, I reckon. Okay, so that obviously there was a boss fight. This big tall guy is a boss fight. It must be a dungeon.
Yeah.
And given that you only see like, I'm assuming it's a 4-man dungeon because you don't see that many players around him. So I don't know what this boss fight is, but he looks flipping. It looks like a flipping zombie, to be perfectly honest.
I would assume it'd be probably either later in the story dungeon, to be honest.
Yeah.
The first thing I felt from the first kind of 10 seconds was the threat that Xenos seemed to portray straight away. He feels like a credible villain in comparison to what we've had before.
Yeah.
He feels like an enemy who you feel kind of threatened and feared by. Like, the dude just wields katanas like it's nothing.
He makes you feel like something is at stake, whereas a lot of the time it almost feels like nothing's going to happen. That is too outlandish, whereas he feels like he could bring something completely new.
Yeah. Now, looking at this dungeon, looking at these different coloured portals, it's probably going to be a case of, match your debuff to the portals. But obviously we'll see it when we get into Stormblood. And then, let's see. Now, this is obviously the bit from the Revolutions trailer where you have Roban and his son charging in. So they're sort of interweaving one trailer with the other. So that's obviously that's Roban and his son. Now, I guess because we were having this debate earlier on, is this a past or modern time? It's probably a modern time because you can see Roban has got one arm.
Yep.
So this is obviously after the events of A Realm Reborn. And then this boss, God, he looks like if it goes by so quick. Let me see if I can hold it up. Okay, here we go. So this boss, he's obviously some robot of some kind. It's like a demented robot. You can see his sort of sore hands and so on, weird face. But it does look like a 4-man dungeon, doesn't it? Again, I don't think this is a grand enough scale to be 24-man. So yeah, and then this compound here, I reckon this might be one of the last story dungeons of Stormblood because, like, it does seem obvious, like the ending Stormblood story, main story in 3.0, the way they ended it in 2.0, where basically we go to the main bases of the Garleans and defeat them to like reduce their power in the region. So this, I guess, would be my guess would be this is like the new Praetorium sort of thing. Let's carry on. And that's why, because obviously now the Garleans, if you don't know, if you haven't played the game and so on, the Garleans are very, very up on their technology. Basically, that's what they are. They're a technology race. So, and that's why Sid is a Garlean, like Sid, the Master Engineer. Fine, he works for Eorzea now and so on. But that's why a lot of his essence and being is technology. So you can see that's why they have so much magitech. They have so much, armored bases and blah, blah, blah. Like, because that's just the Garlean Empire's way. That's the same boss. This boss, he almost, the way he moves and stuff, he almost reminds me of like Patchwork from like Naxxramas in World of Warcraft. All eyes look to Alamigo.
Soon, my friends. Alamigo will be ours once more.
So soon it'll be ours. So obviously, like I said, it looks basically like the whole story of Stormblood is going to be the Resistance taking Alamigo back. Would you guys agree with that?
I would say that, and then going in towards the midway point, so being 65, 66, it's going to start kind of switching over to Doma, and then I feel like Doma is where the 4.x series is going to kind of take off.
Yeah, and if anything, guys, because we have to think long term as well, because obviously it's an MMO continuous story. So my feeling is really that this is all leading to Alamigo being freed before we push on Garlemald itself. So which I reckon 5.0 will be the Garlemald expansion.
I also don't feel like at the end, say Stormblood, we won't be killing, or at least fighting the
yeah. So guys, do you see these fire sort of mortars things that the mages are shooting up in the air? Now this could represent two things. One, they could be doing some sort of fiery rain, or two, they could actually be trying to summon a primal. So I guess we'll see.
But they kind of send it out, and they send it.
You can see it here. It's like some super. What is this move called? But it's like this big massive fireball, and it's shooting fireballs at the entrance to this fortified base. So I guess maybe this is the scene of them actually breaking the doors down so we can go fight the Garleans in the palace. So... Okay. And like I said, I wonder... It's what I said before. Do you guys remember when I said how I missed the conflict of like A Realm Reborn, the urgency... You know, like the calamity, that sort of thing. Like, so maybe that's how they're gearing up Stormblood to be some like epic fight that we're going to be taking part in to like help the Resistance take back Alamigo.
Yeah, because in A Realm Reborn, you felt like you were fighting an opposing force that honestly posed a threat. And 3.x, you kind of like really aren't fighting. Yes, it's posing a threat, but it's posing a threat to Ishgard. I mean, we kind of just step into it. We're not, a part of solving the issue in a sense, even though we end up doing that.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
In Stormblood, we are like one of the main people that the enemy wants to kill.
yeah, because we are the Resistance. Like, basically, we are the biggest pain in their ass. So obviously, we're going to side with the Resistance because we can't side with Garlemald. So.
Yep.
So let's see. Yet they could not see. Now, who do you reckon this is? Like you see his mouth only. I'm fairly sure it had a man's voice. So who is this person?
Is the Lectatus, the goddess, main bad dude that wields the swords.
Okay. Without his mask on.
So spirited.
I'm pretty sure that scene plays at the very end of 3.5, or like his mouth anyways.
Ah, fair enough. It's interesting as well how it looks like he's got like a golf club for picking like which sword am I going to use today.
Do I want to kill this person with a katana or a broadsword?
Yeah.
Let's go the sword roulette, shall we?
The sword hanging above their heads. Okay. Now, he's obviously, I would say he's one of the main bad guys, or just Alamigo. So he's obviously not the leader of Garlemald or anything. He's just the general in charge of this region.
He's the son, I think, of the Emperor.
Of the leader, okay.
Yeah.
So he's obviously, he's a big deal, but he's not the biggest deal. That's the point. So, he's obviously very strong, because you can see... Now, the thing is, the way they do editing in this game is purposely to throw you off. So it looks like that this move was being thrown at Lee's, but it might not be. It might just have switched to Lee's falling down as coincidence, nothing more. Yeah, like I said, so here, you see... So he does that random move, and then you see Lee's being thrown down, but, you know, I reckon it's completely separate. Now, this goal, I actually made a video analyzing the Revolutions trailer, but it unfortunately got copyright flagged by Square Enix because of the, the music. So, but this woman, I reckon she's actually Alamigan. But I reckon...
Yeah, she is a child who was born...
Her name's Fordova.
After... Yes, I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah.
She was born in Alamigo after the Imperial forces that came in and conquered it. So she's only known...
She's only known Garlean rule, basically.
Yes, but also she's not... She's a hired weapon. She's not a...
Yeah, she's a mercenary.
She's a mercenary. She's not...
Yeah, exactly. She's not allied with Garlemald or Warriors of Light. So, you know, her character's probably going to be quite conflicted as the patches progress.
And if you
it's what I was saying as well in the Revolutions trailer. You notice that they do go out of their way to show that she is an exceptional swordsman. You know, she is incredibly strong.
She kicks.
She kicks ass, basically. Like she, so because you see, even with her movement and so on, she even gives like warning to the Alamegan resistance, like, you know, I will spare you because you're Alamegan, but don't test me, sort of thing. I reckon that's what she's doing. Now, this bit obviously makes people very concerned because you see Y'shtola is saving Lise from, you know, the Legatus or whatever they're called. But so you see her using a magic shield, but then you see the shield breaking because obviously he's very strong. So the shield breaks, and then you see blood around her mouth. Now the question is, at this point, does she die at this moment? I reckon no. But let me know in the comments down below. What do you reckon? Do you reckon this is the end of Y'shtola? Yes or no?
No.
I reckon no. I reckon she's just super KO'd. Basically.
I share the theory, but oh, sorry, going after you.
I mean, in the sense of Y'shtola as a character, she is. I forgot who said it, but she is the poster child in Japan for 14. I don't think they would kill off basically an icon of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
So okay,
there is sort of a common theory that you know, Y'shtola, it's already been sort of foreshadowed that Y'shtola is, since she's come back from, you know, the Aether, she essentially is, yeah, exactly. Every time she uses abilities, she's draining her own life force.
Right.
So essentially, the theory is that you know, she may meet an end, but Mitoya, who is her trainer, will essentially sacrifice her life to, you know, restore Y'shtola to a sort of form of glory. But that is a theory, obviously. It's not.
Because
this whole video is just theory.
The way like Mitoya is even staying in the current instance of the world is just through her own material manipulation around herself. That's just why she hides. Right.
So I don't think we can be 100% sure she was even hit by the sword there, because.
No, I reckon it's just a case of, like you were saying, like she drained a lot of her energy to use the shield. He broke it, and then she was like, "Ow," basically.
Yeah.
So okay, so now if we carry on the video, so obviously this guy, he's got superpowers. He's like flipping materia fused like he's Cloud or something. So you know, he's not someone to be messed around with when it comes to the, like, you wouldn't want to one-on-one him on the battlefield.
He looks like ultimate weapon from the side.
Yeah.
You tell them it was.
So
he just seems really pissed off all the time, to be honest.
So you can see him, and you don't see many of them. That's the thing. So obviously, these people, if they represent Garlemald, they must be the elite of the elite. They must be the rank number ones. You know, the commanders, the leaders, and whatever. Because, you know, you wouldn't have, because you see, Garlemald has entire armies behind them. So only the leaders of incredible strength would have the arrogance to go against a resistant army by themselves. So
I will say one thing that people have been speculating, is kind of written to the lore in a sense, that after the fall of Gaius, basically the 14th Legion that was based in Eorzea has now been ordered to basically defend Alamega.
Right.
But they've started to pull everything out to defend Alamega. So we could see the return of the 14th Legion. Hey, they whoop their butts again.
Yeah.
Nice.
So okay, let's carry on. Now, I don't know, is that, I can barely see it right there. Is that Roban's son? That's sort of like kneeling down there.
Yeah, it looks like Pippin, and I think that might even be the Warrior of Light who.
Yeah, the Warrior of Light just got like wrecked, lying down, like ow. And if anything, maybe this whole scene is at quite close to the beginning of Stormblood. Like, you've just arrived, they make a statement like, "Don't mess with us." They say to the Warrior of Light, you know, "Just sit over there, you idiot." And then you spend the rest of this story like getting ready to take him on like properly when you're max level. So obviously maybe he's too low level right now, so you can't fight him. Yeah, let's carry on. So let's see. Now, that guy obviously is part of the resistance. She she is cutting down the resistance, whether she wants to or not. Like that's what she's doing. I reckon she's working for Garl Mode. It seems obvious that that's what she's doing. So okay, let's carry on.
But if you also heard it there as well, man, he says traitor.
Traitor, yeah.
Yeah, and listen as well. He says you kinslayer, so she might be related to him.
Maybe. But like I said, if she's Alamegan and she's killing Alamegans, she is a traitor. There's no other word for it.
Because he also calls her kinslayer.
Yeah. So,
Be 1,000 miles apart. Our purpose.
Let's see. Okay, so this is the town. Was it Kugane? So, which looks nice. Now,
Very pretty.
what I can't help but notice is that you only see people walking around. What was the Japanese outfits called?
Yukatas.
Yeah, you only see them walking around in the traditional outfit. You don't see any of them wielding weapons. Is the point? So maybe that's an over observation, but like maybe Garl Mode is like
it's known as a
town
city that doesn't have conflict.
Yeah,
so
they are neutral.
Yeah, conflict is forbidden in the city. So
yeah, but it's probably not forbidden by themselves. They probably were told it's forbidden. It's sort of like you can live peaceful life.
They are a state. They are a town of the port town of the continent they are on. In the town themselves, you have a embassy of the Garlands. You have Lolorito's East Trading Company. You have little homages to Lomensa. It's basically there's high tensions, but you cannot fight inside the town.
Yeah,
it is like against the rule, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so let's carry on. So, like you said, so you see around the whole town, no one has got weapons. So we obviously we're not invading. I guess we're just sailing back with the dude to this place. I guess this is how we start. You know, obviously Stormblood is we have to sail to the place.
Better to bend with the wind than stand tall and be broken.
Okay, now this, I'm assuming this is a Garlean airship. This must be way later into the story. So I guess we'll see how it all sort of ties in. Is that Yugiri standing there?
Nope. That's
is that on the right? That is Yugiri.
That's Yugiri, isn't it? On the right hand side.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's carry on.
Therein lies hope.
Now, this situation, I don't know who she is, but she must be some sort of princess or something, right? And
the lady in black and red?
Yeah. Now, what I suspect in this situation is that she ordered him against his own will to shoot the person he just shot. And you see, he's like worried, and she's got some smile on her face. So it would suggest to me that she's just a spoiled brat, basically.
She is the viceroy to the Gallian Empire.
Yeah. And she's just, like I said, spoiled. Would you agree that she's a spoiled brat from the way she behaves? You know, she thinks she's God's gift to the world, basically. And the people like that, if you're born in power, you might believe you have like elevated status in life, sort of thing. That, you know, so she does seem arrogant in that regard. But we will see what relation she has. Now, what I speculated in the Revolutions trailer is that she has the same haircut. She almost looks the same as Yugiri, but obviously Yugiri's a flippin' aura and she's human. But I just can't help but notice how similar they look. So I don't know if that has any like weight in the story. Like, I wonder if there's a link between her and Yugiri, which would explain why Yugiri came to Eorzea and that she stayed as princess. Maybe they're related somehow. You know, who knows? But I said I'm just speculating. So
I'm trying to think back now. Why did Yugiri?
I don't think they are, because I don't think she's Aura. Whereas
she's not.
No, she's human, and Yugiri is Aura. But we were talking about it before. Like, they could have, you know, mixed race parents or something. You know, but I don't know how it works in this game.
Look at Helda. She's a hero, half elven.
Yeah. What I find interesting about this is that, you know, you see this girl like jumping into the side of water. So obviously this must be that on the water facility, and then leaping out of it. But it makes exactly that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like, if they're setting things up that you can magically contain water like that, could they bring in Blitzball? Who knows? We'll have to just wait and see.
Be calmed.
Yeah, Arctic Funk in the chat. You're right. Yotsuyu is considered to be a racist against Omens.
Okay. Now, okay, so obviously we're swimming along here. Who knows who this turtle man is? So, is he one of the... What's that race?
That's one of the Kojin.
Yeah, okay.
Kajin.
So, yeah, so maybe they are the ones who give us the magic to breathe on the water, basically.
I feel like kind of how Heaven's Ward had Manu to fight Bismarck. I feel like it's going to be the same with them fighting, was it Susano, I think is there?
Yeah. Now, given that this is, it looks like a skirt or a dress, would you say that this is Elise rather than Alphanode?
Yeah.
And that's obviously Lee's. Who's the samurai dude? What's his name?
You. That's the Warrior of Light.
That is the Warrior of Light, yeah. Jetblander.
Okay. I'm convinced he's an actual player. He's an actual in-game character. I don't think he's a Warrior of Light. I think they always showed the Warrior of Light as a monk.
Yes, but anytime you see the Warrior of Light in the Doma, there's always that character.
Yeah.
And he is always, even in the benchmark trailer, if you go to watch that, you can customize your character, and it'll always be in Alamigo. But the moment they go to the Doma, you become a samurai.
And it's also like the Warrior of Light in the trailers for Heaven's Ward was the Dragoon.
Oops, sorry.
And Bard at one point, I think, in 1.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.0 he was a Bard, 2.0 he was a Warrior, 3.0 he was a Dragoon, and now he's a monk.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at this bit. Let me just go through it slowly.
Flowing and the becalmed.
So let's see. Now, this must be like a primal. This sort of summoning.
Yeah. So
Has to be.
I think this part might be to do with Lakshmi or Susanoo.
Yeah.
I would say Susano.
Yeah.
It happens right after.
Yeah, yeah.
And what we were speculating as well, when it comes to this lightning, is that if this is going to summon like another primal, like Ixion or something, I guess we will see.
Well, we know that we're going to also see Yojimbo and Daigoro as well.
Yeah, and
it could also be a dungeon boss.
Ixion is also from 10, so
yeah.
Let's carry on. Now, okay, this is some random boss. Again, very metal based, very just maybe. I don't know if this is Magitech though. This might just be a random Iron Giant.
Susano.
It's just an Iron Giant. Okay.
And then Lakshmi.
Yeah, and then let me see. Now, that one it fades so quick. There you go. Who do you reckon this is? This giant mob that is attacking him.
I feel like that's Susano. Like a second form, kind of like Sephiroth becomes bigger.
Right.
It just kind of like parries it.
Yeah.
With the sword.
But you only see it for like a split second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, carrying on. Okay, next. So obviously, she must be a primal, right?
Yep, Lakshmi.
Yeah. So, and she's very pretty. Just saying.
Very.
Yeah.
So let's see. Now, this effect here, do you reckon this is editing, or do you reckon this is actually part of the fight?
Giant woman in the background?
Yeah. Do you reckon this is just faded on top, or is this is there
like
actually some giant scary version of her? I reckon it's editing.
Be her ultimate. I feel like it could be her ultimate.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it would have been the first time overly grown to primal.
Yeah. And she might have the way she's sort of sitting there, again, it's all over speculating, but the way she's almost sitting like on a throne, she might have the same sort of attitude as Ramu did, in terms of, you know, I'll test you. You know, I'll see, are you worthy of my time, of my presence? You know, I'm not here to kill you or torture you. Just show me if you're worthy, yes or no.
I would have to agree with you wholly on that, because the fact that we are still helping we fight alongside the Lamia, kind of like how we did with the Selves. So I feel like she's going to be one of those kind of like, if you best me, I will give you my wisdom.
Yeah. So, what's the name of this, like, floating random town?
Oh god. It's the tribe, the Ora tribes. Dazium, no. Is it?
Dazium Steppe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then this samurai that's sitting down, who's he?
That's Haim. He is the...
he is Gogetsu's...
He's the crown prince of Doma.
Uh-huh.
But essentially, he was driven out of the city by the Garleans, tried to take back the city with his rebels, and was cast out basically after the rebellion was crushed.
Okay.
Also, he is Gogetsu's enemy's master.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, and obviously that guy on the left is a guy who's already in the game who came to, I guess, look for Yugiri. Like last patch.
And I think I mispronounced his name. It's Hien.
Yeah, Hien. The big Rogaine dude.
Okay, so here's a good random screen freeze. So that's obviously Yugiri doing the ninja kill on whoever this is. Who do you reckon that is?
That is what people are saying, because it is in Revelation show that it's the Legatus.
Right. So, because I said I've leveled all the classes, so I can recognize the ninja kill move. So
yeah, assassinate.
Yeah.
Blade on my head. Which will have of me.
So there's obviously a lot of samurai in the game. Now, I was speculating before if a lot of the scenes, it sort of goes between the past and the present. You know, like, so a lot of this is memories and a lot of it is modern times. But they just sort of interwoven it to confuse you, sort of thing. Now, we have seen you running animations for samurai, like this one. But isn't you running animations for every job, or just samurai?
Yes. Yeah, for every single class has a new running animation with their weapon drawn.
Okay. And then, let me see. So, right. Now, this makes me speculate about if we're actually, because they spoke about it years ago, if we're actually going to have flying mounted combat. I wonder if we will.
It's possible.
In a sense, they are like Kian's defenders or like a rebellion, so my thing, it would be more of it's just either kind of like in A11, where it's the quick play, you know, hit a button, do a move. I think it's going to be more like that if it is playable, but 9 times out of 10, it's probably just going to be a cut.
Yeah, I mean, if
and
it
go
exists...
down on him. Remember, he said he wouldn't do underwater fighting, and that would be essentially the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So obviously, again, another dungeon was sort of flying in to take over the Garlean base, because you can see so much destructive scenery. So there's obviously a war going on while you're going through this dungeon. So let's see.
It's like a castle, I think.
Yeah.
So one of the other things to bear in mind as well is that with Sprint no longer costing TP, it could be possible that we may have to start using it in combat as well.
Yeah, yep. That's what we were thinking before. There must be a reason why they decided to remove Sprint TP.
And Sprint, just to anybody, because I know Mithrie was talking about earlier, but anyone who basically has the idea that Sprint's not going to be used in battle, as of the early press release, it is still usable in combat, as of like when they were able to go to them and play it then.
Sure.
And so it could have been changed.
Right, so what's this? This is another Magitech. It looks
Spider.
To be honest, it reminds me of the. You remember that boss in Final Fantasy VIII when you're doing your exam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that a bit, like the way it's sort of like walking around and stuff. So
cool dungeon though, everything falling down.
Yeah. So this palace, whatever it is, gets completely destroyed. Okay, victory or death. Now, this was obviously the opening cutscene that we saw way back when they first revealed Stormblood. Except this is rendered in-game, it's not the animation anymore. But I reckon this is just the Warrior of Light and Lee's just training with each other. I don't think it's like Mortal Kombat or anything.
No, this is where
you see they have like smiles on their faces, so they're obviously just getting ready. It says war is coming. They're just getting training, I guess.
And you get a lot of big information in a small amount of time coming up.
Yeah. This is like a pause, start.
Yeah. Now, who's this girl on the middle of the screen? I just paused it at the perfect moment.
Mikote woman?
Yeah, Does anyone in chat know? Sure.
She, if it's the one I'm talking about with the Rainmaker hairstyle, she is an Alamigan Resistance archer who comes to find Yida in 3.5, but is severely wounded, so the science protected on take her in to help her, and I'm assuming she's the one who's going to you back to Alamigo.
Yeah.
Well, her and now Elise.
She is obviously, I guess, a healer in this. It looks like she's using level 3 healing limit break or something, because you can see what she's doing is affecting and probably bringing back to life all of these corpses.
Yeah.
So, yeah. See, so they all rezzed. Now, they're just showing off some skills here. Wow. Wow. What the hell is this?
Pentaslash?
What is this? Is this a mob? What is this?
This is what I think.
Do you reckon this is Ixion, or?
Yes, I think if you play it out a little bit further, you get a better view of it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely Ixion.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. There's not a doubt. It's a horse with a massive horn.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's Ixion. So Ixion confirmed. Next. And then...
Krill being trapped inside a rock.
Yeah. And then
I like that they're keeping Krill as part of the main story. Well,
yeah.
Be the main story.
I like her character.
Yeah. And then we have here Roban. Okay. I love that there's this mud creature. I think they had these little mud creatures in previous Final Fantasies, didn't they? So he's like literally he's like made out of the rock he's in. Like, so if he wasn't here, he can't be anywhere else, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a fate for all we know, or maybe it's just a dungeon boss.
Now I have a theory that possibly in the interdimensional rift that we may see X-Death and Crow could maybe meet her end in that raid.
I guess we'll see.
I mean, I could see it.
Who are these people wearing wolf masks?
We would assume to be Hyun's groups.
Are these masks or their actual faces?
They are masks.
They're masks.
Yeah, they look like masks, don't they? Let's carry on. Next.
At the very
skills.
Towards a bit of the end, there are some interesting tidbits.
Yeah. I like the this what looks like Apex Arrow from Final Fantasy XI. It's not Apex Arrow, but looks like it.
It's just something starts with a G arrow.
Now, who's this big guy up here? So you only see it for a split second, and it gets taken away. Yeah, who's that?
That guy.
Yeah.
The thing that Dark Knight's hitting, right?
Yeah.
Your guess is as mine.
It's obviously maybe it's just some like huge over the top scorpion or something.
Yeah, I think it's more of a dungeon boss. But one thing I will say, what is that?
Yeah.
Like,
it looks like some experiment gone wrong, isn't it?
That and like, is that an LB3 or?
Let's see.
Because are tanks getting actual LBs instead of just a gigantic wall?
Yeah, Yugiri, Alpha Node, getting injured.
Elise.
Is that Elise?
Yep.
But you notice blood coming out of her chest.
Think of it this way: Alpha Node always has the blue jacket. Elise is always going to be in the great beige.
Oh, okay. Now, let's see. That just looked like a recolored Fenrir, to be honest, this one. Does this look like Fenrir?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, then random bird, machinist. Oh. Just for a moment you see that one. Let's see if I can capture the perfect frame. There we go. Who's she?
I think that's just random machinist.
No. She, the big elemental. You'll see in a sec.
Yeah. See the video catched up. Yeah.
So, who is she?
Only guy we can drop.
I'd say.
You're talking about this lady.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Is that because they only show her for like 2 seconds? Not even that. Maybe.
She is the second boss. She said she has the turning tides or whatever.
Right.
50 or 60 per dungeon.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, let's carry on. Then this tower getting destroyed. Fankrid. Evil. Who's this guy? With the axe. Anyway, let's just carry on.
A lot of people we still don't have information on yet.
Yeah, they only told us the big name players.
And then this is a white mage move, right? Okay, ninja move. They're just obviously interweaving skills of the different classes in this video.
Yeah, they're basically taking every trailer they've uploaded of Heaven's Word.
Yeah.
And kind of just meshing them together.
Yeah. So obviously now they're showing a fight between Lise and what's her name, and whatever her name is, she whoops Lisa's ass. Like she doesn't even have to try. So charging.
See crimson embers.
Right. And that's it. But there is a lot. I've noticed there is a lot of posts.
See crimson embers darkening skies.
Crimson embers darkening
Look ye where the
skies.
sun doth fall. See azure lost amidst the squall.
Now they mention the Azure Skies, and that actual quote was mentioned
and the clarity
in patch 3.4, and a lot of people took it to mean the death of Estinian because it mentioned Azure. So a lot of people made the assumption that it was kind of the Azure Dragoon, and perhaps maybe he will show up again in Stormblood and he's just being kept hidden.
Right.
We don't know.
I mean, wait, there is that moment where you do see towards the end of the trailer, you do see a dragoon's lance, and you don't see the person's face. It kind of shows the lance and it stops, and it goes to the next scene.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that's the analysis of the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree, disagree, if you have any other different theories. And obviously, we just have now, at the point of the recording, we've got like 9 days to go. 8 days. Well, 8 days, I suppose, yeah, until Stormblood comes out. So let me know what you think. It is always fun to speculate, and we'll see how many of our speculations become true. Simple as that. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.